Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Real SD Outdoors, and today we're talking jigs. When it comes to fishing jigs, favorite baits to fish. I'll fish these things all year. Generally, I always have one of these swim jigs by 6 cents. This is my favorite pattern. This bait alone has caught me multiple 5, 6, and 7 pound largemouth throughout the whole season. Look how busted up the head is on this thing. I mean, this thing has just been through it pretty much all. This is one of my go-to setups when it comes to anything swim jig. I want to talk about 3 tips that I like to do when I'm fishing a swim jig. The first thing is, when I'm always fishing a swim jig, I never like to throw on any trailer generally that's longer than like 3.5 inches long. I generally try to stay in that 3.25 range, so 3.25 inch range. These trailers, I'll put them in the description down below. These are the Largo Shad by Storm swim baits. They are 3.25 inches long, and my favorite part about these baits is there's this little perforation right here on the tail, and you can rip this thing off if you want a little bit wider of a kick, which is nice. But that's another one of my tips. When I'm fishing a swim jig, I try to keep it as compact as I can, so very small. I never trim my skirts either. I always try to leave those skirts. I want them to go as far as they can towards the end. I've never had to trim them, so I've never needed to trim them. You know, I've never ran into a case where I haven't been getting bit due to the skirt being long. This bait is one that I will fish all year. I try to throw these around basically any cover. You're not bringing them back with some grass on them, you're not fishing them right. I fish them in open water, deep water, shallow water. My favorite part about this swim jig in general is that it's got the screw lock. 6 cents is big for the screw lock. I've run them basically all my jigs except for some of my flipping jigs are 6 cents. This one though, like I said, I mean, the head is just all beat up. I mean, this thing has just been beat on for a couple of years now, and it actually hasn't tore out or broke yet. I did have one that I smashed the face on, and that was due to a stray cast. But with swim jigs, fish them fast, pop the rod a lot, and cast into really grassy or vegetated areas. That's generally the best place to fish these things. Sometimes I'll even flip them along the bank, flipping jig or Arky style jig. You just flip that thing back into some cover and slowly retrieve it. I like to fish them like that. I've gotten bit tons on them. Never fails. The next jig that I want to talk about is the Kitech Model 1 version 2 tungsten casting jig. And this one I don't have a trailer on right now because I just picked it up not too long ago. But that right there is one of my go-to jigs all the way throughout the season. Small, compact design with a very light wire weed guard. Only a couple little bristles there. You know, it's more of a, when you throw a Ned rig, you pick one of these up. You know, it's got that small, very compact profile. But you can throw them pretty much any time. And they're tungsten, so you can get more weight into a smaller profile with tungsten, which is the main reason why I'm switching most of my stuff from lead to tungsten. There's not a lot of dragging that goes on. Generally, when you throw them out there and you're casting into those high percentage areas, it takes about 3 to 5 seconds before they're on it. They already picked it up and are running with it. So that's like my go-to dog days of summer or any hot weather or cold weather. It's generally the bait that I'm picking up. Like I said, made by Kitech, and I'll have all these baits in the description down below. The third and final one that I want to talk about, I wanted to keep this video kind of short and sweet. This one has actually been beat up quite a bit. I've caught probably 30 to 40 to 50 fish on just this one jig. That is a Guggen Squad's thick jig, I want to say. I cut my stroker craws down about 1/4 of the way and then run them on that way. When I first start the season, I like to go to a chunk style bait, and then I get into the baits with more action as we roll into the pre-spawn. But yeah, I mean, those kind of just breaking down 3 different baits for you guys. These videos are basically me stepping out of my comfort zone and kind of trying to inform you guys some more on some techniques that you want to try, or stuff that you're thinking about trying and haven't got to do yet. So I'm here to kind of share the little bit of knowledge that I've gained over the past 5 to 6 years, kind of doing it on my own. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.